My name's Brian. I've been coming to this church since I was a child. My wife has been coming to this church since she was a child also, and now our children come to the church. When I was about 18, I decided that obviously I knew everything and had it all figured out, so I decided I was going to leave the church and do my own thing. So sometimes you'll hear someone say that, they're going nowhere fast. For me, it was like I was going nowhere slow. Like, it was boring. I had a bad job working for a bad guy. It was just, my life was full of failures and disappointments. I ended up working for a guy a few years later he was a crook. His business vision that he taught me was lie, cheat, and steal with the customers. So we were stealing money, we were scamming the customers, cooking the books, and it came to a point when a customer of ours died during an event that we were holding, and afterwards he said, "I need you to lie in the coroner's inquest. We need to go back, create a bunch of documents for all this training that we provided to this customer that we actually didn't provide to this customer, to try and backtrack and cover us off." During that time, my attitude towards God was one of probably impatience. I didn't want to just wait around for his plan to come true. I just figured I could fast forward and take care of it myself. I'd come to his birthday at Christmas, but other than that, I figured I can do it all on my own, and I can figure it out on my own, and I don't need anyone's help. That's where I noticed that God kept going farther and farther backwards for me, and it became more me, me, me. One day I was at work, alone at work, and I had this actual fear of dying. Like, I was gonna die that day, really, if I didn't get my life back with God, back right with God. So I was freaking out, obviously. Literally had visions of a plane landing on the building and me dying. So I didn't know what to do. So I called my mom, who works here at the church, and she told me that, that my parents have been praying for me, that people in the church have been praying for me, and she basically gave me, what I needed to hear, that it was time for me. I literally ran out of that office. I got in my car. The tire marks are probably still on the pavement from 20 years ago. I got out of there so fast. I came right home, talked to my dad. He prayed with me. I gave my life back to God, and my life literally changed that day. Well, especially at the beginning of your spiritual journey, you don't really understand what's going on. It's like Susan and I trying to bring up our two girls, right? Especially when they're younger, you try to explain to them why a certain thing isn't going to work or why this could hurt them, and they don't understand, and they don't think that you know what you're talking about. It's the same for us when we first start on our journey, because we don't understand what's going on or why God is putting these things in front of us or these obstacles, but he already knows what's going on, and he knows what's best for us, and he knows what it's going to take to protect us. A few weeks later, my resume was blanketed all over the city, and I ended up going down for an interview at the OPP station for a job that I applied for, washing cars. I did my interview, and I left with a job as a 911 operator, police dispatcher, which is a job I never knew existed, a job that I wasn't qualified to do, and it wasn't even the job that I applied for. So after getting this job, I leave, and I'm feeling amazed that God he is in control of my life. He's got some plan for me. I felt great, I felt excited, and I felt confident that he was taking care of me, and he had stuff planned for me, and I was ready to go. During all these trials and tribulations that were going on, and all the things that were going on in my life, and thinking about the things I had done, I really felt God pull me back to him, telling me, I still love you. I have a plan for you. Things aren't over for you. I'm not writing you off. I've still got stuff I need you to do. So that power of God saying that to me made me realize and believe that it doesn't matter what happened before. Like, I've got stuff to do, he's got stuff for me to do, and he loves me still. Sometimes when you give your life back to God, or to God for the first time, like, your life does change automatically, and sometimes you think that it's always going to be like as great as it was that moment that you rededicated your life or gave your life. But I mean, it's not always sunshine, puppy dogs, and ice cream, right? Sometimes you go through some tough times too, and so since then I've gone through tough times too, but the difference is that Jesus is beside me, walking with me, or he's already gone ahead of me and cleared the path or opened the doors. That's the difference that you still can notice and that you still know is real, even when you're going through those tough things. That's the difference between trying to do it on your own and when God's directing you. If you're tired of just existing and you want to start living, then don't wait any longer. Make the choice. You'll be glad you did. I think people are scared to make the decision sometimes because they're scared of all the changes that might happen, or the things they might lose, or all the changes that might take place. But when we surrender, God's plans, he already has plans that we don't even understand, right? So he's already got it all figured out. So we don't have to try to figure it out on our own anymore. He's going to lead you to where you need to be. He's going to put you where you need to be, or put people in your life that'll take you to where you need to get. So we don't need to be afraid because he already does know what's going to happen. He's already got it figured out. So we don't need to be afraid anymore, and we don't need to wait any longer to make that choice. We can make that choice now because he's ready for us now. He's ready to change our lives.